So everyone, Lana here, and I'm back with another episode of Fate Kaleid line of Prisma Illya 3rei. But before talking more about this and possible spoilers, here's an artist promotion right here. So please be sure to check out the artist. Links in the description box where you'll find links to this video. And well, this episode was quite interesting. I mean, first of all, we got to see all of the weird little cards that appear to be, as they explained a little bit later on this episode, that is, they are failed cards. When they're trying to summon, and they seem to have one-time use. And while they're fairly weak compared to the real deal, it's still, I mean, seriously, it's quite something. And it do make, in a way, make sense that it is like that. I mean, if Ainsworth or if Darius created the cards, I mean, obviously it probably doesn't happen in one go. That would also explain why he could use the different noble phantasm abilities in the previous episodes, because I can imagine that he have lots of these cards with very strong doesn't have any really other powers than using a noble phantasm maybe once or something like that. Man. And then we have the very thing that the Ainsworth is trying to save their world. If it's true, of course. I'm not entirely sure about Darius, but it can be a surprise that he actually is trying to. Then again, he looked kind of psychotic, and as soon as someone looking so psychotic, even if they're trying for this fact save the world, when they looking like that, they tend to have some other crazy means behind it, and yeah, it's kind of, oh man, it's such a thing that is making it so hard, and it's really hard to actually say what to do. I mean, if it's a person you don't know, it's easy to say, well, we sacrifice one person for the rest of the world. But if some person you know very well, it becomes suddenly much harder to do something like that. And even as for now, as for me, I don't know for sure that is actually what's gonna happen. I mean, I don't trust Darius. Really? No, I don't. I mean, he's scary. And apparently super strong. And that makes me wonder how either he must be blessed with some insane magic circuits, or he's doing something that absorbs mana. Maybe he's one of the reasons why the world is collapsing like that. I mean, like the crater thing. I mean, in the center of the crater is the castle. Why is it in a crater? Maybe it like literally destroyed and dink. There is the castle, and there is Darius. Like, oh no, gas explosion. Why? And the world's salvation, it makes me think of Kiritsugu and Fate 0. Man, I miss Fate 0. At the same time not, because, man, it was messed up. And then, of course, we have Kirei. Why is he as he is? There's something suspicious with him. And also, the ability of special magic that they're talking about, that they use, that is a very low basic magic, but they, I mean, literally taking something that is rather weak and make it very strong. That will, that in that sense, I could easily see how they, like, Miyu could appear in Ilya's world and vice versa like that. Yeah, definitely. And in that sense, now obviously this is just random thought of something. Why not using that ability to move to another world? trying to gather all the people and all of that, and move to a different parallel world that maybe doesn't have people in it. I mean, considering that there is an unlimited amount of parallel worlds. I mean, seriously, the idea of now I'm not entirely sure about the rules of this Fate and all that. It would possibly be. I mean, if, for example, Darius sending Angelica and Beatrice and all that through different parallel worlds to find a world that is, oh, this is a world that is uninhabited, because, I mean, it's not easy to jump into a world and there is already full of people on it, and it tends to be chaos. But if they could find a world that doesn't have humans or something like that, that is functional, and move all people there instead. Another thought, another idea. Or they move to, now I'm not sure how many people exist left in their world, but move to Illya's world. Or something like that. Another idea. Seriously, it's a very mind-fucked thing. And as I said, when I talk about parallel worlds, timelines, I mean, I also remember watching Steins Gate. Reminds me I need to watch Steins Gate 0 soon. But reminds me how much it really fucked up with my brain. And things like that. In that sense, I mean, it makes sense. They literally could jump into a world that is Fate 0, for example. Or Fate Stay Night. Because, as I see it, when talking about this, and parallel worlds do exist, is that Fate Kaleid is one parallel world. Then you have another parallel world that is the events of Fate 0 that leads to Fate Stay Night, etc, etc. And that is quite interesting. Kind of, can really fuck up the mind, but still interesting. And this episode was quite something. I mean, I'm curious to see how this is gonna go, and yeah, it's gonna be something. So thank you for watching. Remember to comment, share, subscribe, and like for more. It means super much to me. So see you later on. Have a continued super great day.